What's up, y'all? It's KingBritneyChanel. You already know. So today's video is going to be my opinion and reaction on Queen's video that she just put out called Her Side of the Story, where she explains the fiasco that's going on between Clarence and her family. Before we get into the video, definitely make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Now, let's get into it, y'all. I hope y'all enjoy.
I already know it's your girl Britney Chanel.
Alright, y'all, so I've definitely noticed some things that was really off with Queen's explanation for everything that's going on. And it's a lot of things that she said that I, can respect, and some things I can't respect just out of just being a Christian woman myself and knowing that God is not about to bless no mess. Okay, so the first interesting thing that I noticed that was off with Queen's explanation, she mentioned that she was starting her new family and that she was grown. And basically, when you are in a relationship, your family that you are creating is not a new family. It just, you have your family that exists already, and then that becomes an extension of your family. It should never be a situation to where it's dissension between your family. And if it is dissension between the person that you're with and your family, then you clearly know. Like, I could see if Queen said her mom was a person that was off, like a Tokyo Tony or something like that, I could understand that. And nobody is surely not asking you to pick, your mom over your man, because obviously that's a union that has to happen, man and woman. So, or whoever you with, okay? I don't shade people for what they believe. Do you, boo-boo? Do you? So what I'm saying is, your significant other is an extension of your family. It should be a situation to where the family is just becoming a bigger family, not a new family that you're creating and then you're leaving your other family off in the dust, if that makes any sense. Okay, so sis, I can't respect that. Now, furthermore, the next point that I felt weird about was she said that Clarence's sister Lee, who is her manager and accountant, baby, we're gonna get to that, had a printing company, and she said that she had managed Clarence, who basically, by the way, only had an Instagram following, from what I'm learning, or what my, subscribers are telling me that watch these Queen videos. Y'all send me the receipts. Thank y'all so much. Y'all told me that Clarence only had an IG following, which I'm going to get ready to explain to you why that's really not a following when you are a YouTuber. YouTuber and an Instagrammer, totally different followings, okay? It does not translate from I have friends that have a lot of followers on Instagram, and they try to come over to YouTube, and those people do not follow them on YouTube. It's a totally different atmosphere. You being a YouTuber is people worldwide. Not to say that people worldwide are not looking at people on Instagram, but it's a worldwide following type of phenomenon situation, as opposed to maybe you just was a viral person on Instagram and you just make it to the explore page, as she so claimed. Now, here's the interesting thing about the whole situation, and how she says she came about the whole Lee situation. My question is, what other celebrities has Lee managed besides Clarence and somebody named Patty? And who did she do accounting for? She said she had a printing business and she was an accountant. Because every celebrity expert that we hear about, like whether it be a celebrity stylist, a celebrity manager, you publicly know somebody that they have managed outside of your family member. Don't count. Clarence would not count because that is her brother. We're talking about people like, did you manage a rapper? Did you manage, who has she managed besides Clarence, Queen, and the other boy, or whoever that other person is? Basically, she also, the way that she was saying, we decided. When you make a decision, we is not involved in decision making unless, you know, in the case that you're married or you are working on a collaborative group project. But she said something, she kept on saying we as if her and Lee were the same. Like she said, we decided if I should sign. Because I guess she said at that point in time, she made Lee her manager, which I thought was interesting. And it was interesting to me because Queen already was a mega YouTuber, okay? Every big OG rapper has said time and time again, Master P, Kaya, and other artists say they don't know why these young folks try to go and get a record deal when the internet, social media is where it's at. You already had a following on YouTube, okay? There's plenty of YouTube singing sensations that they go on tour, they do all this stuff, and they're taking home all their money. Why would you want to go and split your money with a record label? If this lady was a real manager, why is it that somebody that's a millionaire like Master P or, you know, like a rapper like Kaya and all these other people is saying the benefits of the new age and social media? You know what I mean? Where we're at, because social media is the media now. Why would a person not tell you, sis, keep all of your bag? The same way some of these YouTubers, they go to try to get networks. Why would you want somebody taking a percentage of your cut when you are the talent? So Queen basically built her own platform similar to Academics, okay? And Academics talks about this too. You still see him doing his Twitch. You still see him doing YouTube. You still see him doing the stuff that he originally got a following for. And, you know, he went over to Complex. But at the end of the day, did Academics really even need Complex? No. So it's like, what? I think these people be thinking that they need these entities when they already was a force by themselves. You already was a force on YouTube. And she basically on her own video admitted that she's not where she would like to be as far as her music career. Now, another interesting part that she brought up. She moved to New York. And she claimed, oh, I like the vibe of New York. I had already been back and forth. And I went up there, you know, for the Genius thing. And I ended up collabing with Clarence. Y'all remember that video where she collabed with Clarence in the beginning? That was the very first video I ever seen with Queen and Clarence NYC. And basically, I believe that Queen moved up to New York to chase Clarence. And, you know, she turned right around on the video, y'all, and said that her mother was concerned because she said that she felt that Queen was moving too fast. And she believed, Queen said her mother believed that she was chasing Clarence, which I believe that. I believe Queen is a very beautiful girl, very talented. You know, I believe that she's one of God's called ones who he gifted her a gift, okay? But I believe that Queen, in certain ways, I believe that Queen is very beautiful, but I have never seen somebody with so much low self-esteem in my life. And I really feel like she went up there chasing this guy. And here's the thing. When you are a woman of God and when you are a woman in general, you need to be a Ruth waiting for your Boaz. It says, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. It doesn't say she. And it's for a reason. Because when you chase stuff and try to do stuff in your own might and your own permissive will, because God will let you do stuff in your own permissive will, and it's not his perfect divine will, you will have problems like how Queen is experiencing right now, because she went chasing that dude. She saw him on Instagram. She had a little crush. He claimed on a video where it was his sister and this other person who was on a video laughing. Excuse me, y'all, laughing, saying, oh, Clarence said that Queen just helped him with videos. And she claimed that they was on FaceTime before this whole situation for months, flirting or talking, whatever the kids is calling it nowadays. Excuse me, y'all. She said she also mentioned that her mother wanted to live, or she wanted her mother to live in Atlanta near where she was living at, because she wanted, you know, her mother to be able to see CJ and be able to watch him while if she had to go on tour. Okay, y'all. So another interesting part. She basically was like she wanted her mother to be able to take care of the little boy CJ. But it didn't work out like that. And she said her mother ended up feeling betrayed when she ended up getting an apartment with Clarence an hour away. Which it looked like she probably lived in a city like maybe like Midtown or something like that, like in downtown ATL or whatever. Or a bougie area in metropolitan ATL or whatever. An hour away from her mother. So after that, she goes into mentioning how her brother and sister, she said, probably feel a certain type of way about her doing collabs with Clarence and Patty. And it seemed like she made a lot of excuses, and she was like, she kind of got her brother and sister into YouTube, or the whole family into YouTube. And she was like, they felt kind of, she said she believed they felt like she did more collabs with Clarence, and that sort of thing. But Queen, you just said that Clarence had his own following and that people just subscribe to Clarence or whatever. But the truth be told is that you don't have to give nobody a shout out if you are in Clarence's videos with him. People are going to want to know who the dude is because you're in the videos. So I think somebody was telling me about a situation so where the sister had wanted Queen at her birthday or something like that. And Queen was like, she would have needed security and she was pregnant and she just all these excuses. And it's like, sis, that's sad that it's like that with your family. What security would you need or bodyguards would you need at your own sister birthday party situation? So I kind of felt like that was a little shady. And then it just seemed like she was making excuses. Like she said, like her brother and sister had like, you know, fun personalities. So what does that mean about Clarence? Because you've done several several collabs. This is what I said, y'all. Did she create this royal family to erase her family? Because it just, honestly, it just seems like there's no way, you know, my mother could raise me all of my life. And, you know, my brothers and sisters around me all my life. And then I could just start this royal family and they ain't nowhere around. Now, she was like, oh, I didn't give Clarence shout outs, but I gave them, she said she gave them shout outs and they got to 100K and they didn't keep it up or whatever. But sis, you didn't have to give Clarence a shout out. He was in all the videos. So anyway, she kept talking about how he had this Instagram following. And like I said, y'all, Instagrammers are not the same as YouTubers. The following on Instagram does not translate to YouTube. So I have like friends that I know that they have like 20,000. Like there's some people I know that have lots of followers on Instagram. It's not the same as YouTube. I don't care what people tell you. The following on Instagram is not conducive to the following on YouTube. So she mentioned Clarence and Lee and all of this on the video. And basically, she mentioned how she, her signing, like how the whole story of her going to sign or whatever, and how it was so last minute, and how her mother was not able to go because she would have had to pay for the whole family to come. And basically, she said that Lee wanted Clarence to be around so he could get insight into the music industry. But my question is, why would Clarence need to get insight into the music industry and he does not, to our knowledge, do music? So that was very awkward. So then Queen starts to talk about how, you know, her credit was so bad and this, that, and the third. Excuse me, y'all. Bear with me. I got a little cold. And she said once she had got signed that she had promised her mom, because I'm looking, if y'all see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. She said once she had got signed, she promised her mom the luxury car or any car that she wanted to get. She said she was going to get it for her mom. That's what she said. Her mom ain't come asking her for no car. There was any car she wanted. Queen said, when I get signed, you could get any car that you want. So she said her mom wanted a Lexus or a Mercedes-Benz, whatever. So then she busts out. But Lee told her that she couldn't get the mother the car that she wanted because it wouldn't have been tax deductible and she would have had to end up paying back all this money for tax purposes. But my question is, sis, what kind of car does Clarence drive? Now, people are speculating, or it's been alleged that he got a G-Wagon. And what kind of car is his sister, who's your manager / accountant, whipping around in? And with, you know, with her bad credit, what kind of cars are these people whipping around in? You know what I mean? And we know Clarence is materialistic, so we know that he's not going to be whipping around in no hunker or no regular smuggler car when he's walking around with Hermes and Ferragamo and shopping at Barney's and all these other places and Saks Fifth Avenue and Neiman Marcus. We know he's not driving in no hoopty. So she also, after that, made mention that her mother don't pay any bills. And I think she only mentioned that because it's like the mother can't probably really say what she want to say because Queen pays the bills. She then proceeds to say, this is what I found interesting, that she has not changed. But we know that that's not necessarily the truth because when Queen, I just played y'all the audio the other day where Queen talks about how it's not good to be materialistic and all of this stuff. This was her personality, her words. You meet Clarence and now you're not keeping up with your family. Now you are materialistic. Now, you know, she was on a video saying Clarence wants me to open up more and then proceeds to call her family jealous. And I'm like, sis, God is not going to bless this mess. He's not. He's not going to promote you being with somebody that is causing dissension in your family. God is not going to be like, oh yeah, this is the one for you. And now you don't have any relationship with your mother, brother, sister, or whoever else in your family. And then she proceeds to say, I'm grown now. And I just felt like it was such a naivete. Like, being grown does not mean like, oh, I just have the money, I'm living on my own or whatever. You know, being in a relationship does not mean that you replace your family with another person's family. And if you look at the videos, his family diss her every chance they get on video. So I'm like, sis, you not seeing this? The dude, you come up to the dude to be on camera, he snatches the camera. He's wiping your kisses off. The girl, if you look at how the girl Lee talks to her. So the part that really blew me was when she says that she wasn't close to her brother and sister. And that's very, very off to me because it's showing a level of disloyalty. And you don't shoot at, to me, you don't shoot at your day ones for a dude that you only knew for 2 years. Because what I'm telling you, and she thinks that this is not going to happen, and she think everybody is just wishing that her relationship is going to be down in the toilet. No, sweetie. No. It's on its way there already. And you know, she hoping like that this situation happened, but honey, she is going to end up with egg on her face. And it's sad that she has done this to her family because, you know, your family be there for you after situations blow up. And this situation is going to blow up. Now, the part that I had me was like, when she talked about the signing, And you know, she said that was the biggest moment of her life. Her mother wanted to be there, but then you make the excuse that, oh, Lee had to come because she's the manager, and Clarence paid for his own ticket, and he wanted inside of the music industry, and then Patty paid for his own ticket. But I'm like, I'm sure your brother and sister would have stayed at home and would have been like, listen, your mother could have said, listen, y'all make sure y'all get to school in the morning. I'm going to be going for 3 days. I'm going to leave y'all with this money. And because they're school age, they're 17. You could be in the house by yourself at 17 and all that other stuff. So, and even if the mother would have had somebody, you know, peek in, you know what I mean? She probably had friends or whatever that could have peeked in, you know, a church lady that could have been like, I'm coming over at such and such a clock to make sure y'all good after school and bring y'all a casserole. I felt like that was a bogus excuse. Then with this whole Lee situation, I'm trying to figure out how she's a manager and an accountant at the same time. Isn't that a conflict of interest? If you got somebody that's a manager, managers just make sure tour dates is going the way they're supposed to go, you know, that the stuff is being implemented. But how is your manager, who is already taking a cut of whatever you're booking, they taking a cut, okay? Whatever things you're doing, they taking a cut. How is that manager then going to be entrusted to be an accountant to make sure your money is okay? This girl is going to probably get robbed blind if she's not already. Like, the common sense is not there. Like, it seemed like this dude showed up and all common sense flew out the window. This the part that really got me though, y'all. She says she sits back to reflect and says, am I being controlled? Do I let people's opinion affect how I feel or react? And I'm like, sis, you made a whole video responding to your fans and people who watched this whole debacle play out in front of us all. You made a whole video to address that. Obviously, you cared because you made a video to address what the heck was going on. Not to mention, we've seen her before where Clarence say, oh, your face bumping up. Is my face bumping up for real? Are you serious? All you got to do is look at the videos. All you have to do is look at the videos. She says she's not being controlled, that she's being submissive in her relationship. But one question, she a Christian, she know the scripture. You supposed to submit to your husband, not a baby daddy, not a boyfriend, and he's not your husband. So what submissiveness are you talking about? This girl, y'all pray for her. And then she turns around after saying this and says that she is easily influenced by others, but she makes her own decisions. I had to throw my hands up when she said that. Like, I had to be like, something, this girl, in her brain is warped at the thought of this dude. Like, it's like, at first I was like, oh wow, I didn't know it was this bad. So she talked about the post that her sister Tina also had put up on her story, and she says that people don't, Tina said people don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. I read that post for y'all before, I believe. And then Queen turns around and says she is never around to know what's going on. Queen, what are you talking? So, Queen, if you claim that there's no dissension in your family and that you love your family and they would be around, and you're making up all these excuses and say your sister is never around, why is your sister never around? That's the whole point of why everybody is like, yo, why are you not around your family? Why are you around all of Clarence's family but you're not around your own family? This is crazy. So then it's like, she talks about the tour situations to where she said this added stress, where basically all of Clarence's family is employed by Queen, basically, if you really want to say that. Like, the family found out, or Queen family found out, that Clarence's brother was Queen's security. So she mentioned on the reasons why her family couldn't be employed, because she basically said they had no qualifications, and that her brother and sister was school age, and she tried to employ Tina to watch CJ on tour, and all this other crazy stuff she was talking about. She also mentioned that, you know, it was one time her mom was over, and she was saying how Clarence felt uncomfortable when when Queen and her mom would go back and forth, but it wasn't his. She basically was saying like he really couldn't say anything because that was her mom or whatever. But Clarence being uncomfortable has nothing to do with your mom. Like, Clarence, he doesn't have a dog in that fight. Like, he doesn't have an opinion on that. That's your mom. Your mom has been your mom your whole life. So who really, if y'all listen to how many times she said Claire in this whole thing, or Lee, or anybody that's in relation to Clarence, y'all would have screamed. But that's my thoughts on this situation, y'all. This girl is gone. And the sad part about it is we are going to watch this whole thing on the forefront blow up on Queen. And she could make denials from her own words. You could look at the whole situation. Why wouldn't your family be pressed if they're not seeing you and you have moved on? And she basically said, like, her family speaking out on social media is the reason why she doesn't want to be bothered with them. I say they just let Queen go. Honestly, you know, if you love somebody, you have to let them go and you have to let them do them. And sometimes you got to let them eat cake. You got to let them get pie on their face and then come back looking crazy. Like, sometimes you just have to. And the mom seems like she's at that place where she's like that. But if I was the mother, I would definitely not have my financial future in the hands of Queen. You know, I know that's probably nice that, you know, Queen is paying all her bills and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't know how long that's going to be going on with the whole Clarence situation and the sister being an accountant. Y'all leave y'all thoughts about this whole Queen situation, giving her side of the story down below. It's KingBritneyChanel. You already know. Definitely make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all on the next video.